No. Mm. No.
Right after my girlfriend broke up with me. Thank you so much. Dude, Wonder Bread, listen, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. You might not be the last girl to do it. I've been broken up with. I've broken up with girls, you know, some guys. Wait.
No.
And solve some mysteries presented to us by both the trailer and theme song, which, coincidentally, were packaged together in the full sneak peek on the Cartoon Network episode YouTube channel. I can safely say one of the biggest head scratchers presented by the opening in itself was the appearance of White Diamond after being altered in hue. reflecting a color scheme that was more dominant with pink and purple hues. It seems that the most feasible and widely accepted idea was that this appearance would be a further exploration of White Diamond discovering that she was off color in the climax to change her mind, gaining a pink blush as a result. And while that is a loose end that I believe could serve for a very entertaining episode, after this new sneak peek, I actually believe it's something else entirely. Or at the least, it's something else in addition to White Diamond's off-color crisis. A different loose end that had a very significant yet vague presence towards the end of the original Steven universe. So today, allow me to explain how Pink Steven and this pink White Diamond may actually hold a deeper connection than what you may realize, and begin to dig into a bigger concept at how the true villain of Steven Universe Future, the final conflict, may actually be Pink Steven. Of course, spoiler warning, if you do not want to know anything about Steven Universe Future beyond its first teaser, please click off now. With all that said, let's dive in. I feel as if the biggest takeaway from Steven Universe Future sneak peek for a lot of people was the intimidating presence of Pink Steven. How it appears Steven's gem half may begin to dominate and autopilot Steven's own body, overtaking Steven with a transformation that seems to engulf his entire body, but not his clothing, in a glowing pink hue that's identical to his gem half when it was briefly severed from the human body and changed your mind. In addition, Pink Steven provided one of the most raw, angriest deliveries we've ever heard in the series, with the iconic "She's Gone." A literal groundbreaking statement that seems to have given us a true glimpse of Steven, or at least the Pink Diamond Gemstone's true power. So it seems as if in Steven Universe Future, a 2-year time skip was not enough for Steven to completely go through puberty. And of course, being half alien, some traditional signs of puberty would manifest differently, such as teen angst and negative emotions. Concepts that will be utilized through Pink Steven's outbursts in this epilogue. As I mentioned in my breakdown, it looks as if Pink Steven will be this show's TKO, an alter ego born from negative emotions. At the end of the day, ultimately it's still Steven, but for some reason he's viewing himself as two separate identities, whether if he realizes it or not. Now I want to dig even deeper into Pink Steven's role in a separate epilogue. As I mentioned in my breakdown, it looks as if Pink Steven will be this show's TKO, an alter ego born from negative emotions. At the end of the day, ultimately it's still Steven, but for some reason he's viewing himself as two separate identities, whether if he realizes it or not. Now I want to dig even deeper into Pink Steven's role in a separate video, but I mention all of this because it seems as if when Pink Steven takes over, he'll be a lot more aggressive, and naturally, maybe more inclined to utilize his abilities. This leads me into what I found most interesting in that teaser. When a gem, who's most likely Jasper, places her foot onto Steven in an attempt to crush him, Steven fights back, attempting to push Jasper's foot off of him. And through this attempt, Pink Steven dominates control. But not only does this pink glow encase Steven, but oddly enough, Jasper's foot as well. This is something way too specific to be an animation error, and it really got me thinking, what exactly could Steven be doing to her, whether if it's something he realizes or not. Now, this could be Stag's signature ability at play, the ability to encase others in a pink hue and cause them to float. Considering that ability really came out of nowhere, and going off of Stevani, any human fusion Steven partakes in should be relegated to a moveset that's only his powers. But for the exact same argument that it came out of nowhere, even if this could actually be the most likely scenario, I'm personally going to attribute this ability exclusively to Stag, even though yes, pushing Jasper off of him with that floating ability makes the most sense, in terms of what Steven could do without harming Jasper in that moment. However, no matter how you slice it, Steven is a diamond. And there's one diamond ability in particular Steven has used only once, an ability that we are clueless to the effects to, and that is Steven's Diamond Aura, which, going off of Yellow and Blue's, we can classify as an ability. It's not just something for show. Blue Diamond can utilize her aura for radiated pathokinesis, and Yellow Diamond can channel her aura into bolts, which destabilizes a gem. Now, we haven't seen what White Diamond's aura has done, but it is stylized identical to her I-beams, which we know are used to put a gem under her control. So at least there's some semblance of an idea there. But Steven has only used the Pink Diamond aura once, and that was so Yellow and Blue Diamond could recognize the aura as Pink's in the first place. That being said, we know that when a diamond's ability affects the gem, there is a visible, physical representation. Save for the Mindscape, which was of course the only instance of Steven utilizing his aura. Now, we don't have much to go off of in terms of what Pink's aura could do, and that's precisely why I think it was a loose end. Sugar already touched on this in her Barnes & Noble signings, but the Crewniverse was actually really pressed for time by the end of Steven Universe's run. I want to touch on this in a bigger video that's mainly addressing the critiques that change your mind, but if you thought, oh man, Season 5 could use some more episodes to flesh out these concepts and characters, well yeah, the Crewniverse feels the same way. And this is where Future can elaborate on one of the vaguest plot points in existence, Steven persuading the Diamonds to his side with Pink's aura. And if I had to make a guess, going off of how each Diamond's auras and abilities reflect their personalities, I feel as if Pink Diamond's aura has something to do with the manipulation of the heart. Metaphorically speaking, that somehow Pink's aura can influence gems, which could give sinister undertones to the crystal gems, to Rose Quartz's rebellion. And we know that the Diamonds are susceptible to each other's aura and abilities. Of course, since Steven's likely unaware of what his aura can do, I doubt the Steven we know and love would even want to use it. But when it comes to quote-unquote Pink Steven, this is where I believe things could get interesting. Pink Steven may use a small dose of his aura on Jasper, and we'll see how that affects her, but it makes sense they would present a small dosage for the real deal. Said real deal could be a disagreement between Steven and White Diamond. Something on the topic of Pink Diamond that will frustrate Steven and push the Pink Steven alter ego over the edge, causing this disagreement to spiral into Pink Steven using his aura on White Diamond, something that has likely never been done before by any of the Diamonds. They wouldn't have dreamed of it. And this could affect White in ways not seen in any other gem. Considering White Diamond's signature ability is already mind control, what would happen if you use an ability on her that influences the mind and her decisions? And if we know that gems can quote-unquote break, going off the Pink Lasagna joke in Familiar and Pink Pearl as a whole, what if using Pink Diamond's aura on White Diamond more or less breaks her? She gets too overwhelmed by the aura and it reflects in her newfound pink hue, transforming White Diamond into something much more sinister entirely, leaving Steven with a problem that he created. He can't blame his mother, he can't blame any rebelling homeworld gems, he just has himself and the lack of control on his own issues to blame for whatever happens to White Diamond here. Or, you know, we could be dead wrong. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think? What ability could Steven be using on Jasper here? And after the new Welcome back to Crystal Clear! I'm Audric Vox, and although the future is bright for the Crystal Gems, Steven is going to enter the darkest period of his life, as Steven Universe Future is living up to what epilogue truly means. We're all used to epilogues being a short little cherry on top. This is where everyone ends up. This is life after the battle. When in reality, epilogue has two meanings. Steven Universe Future living up to the lesser known one. While the definition for epilogue is a section or speech at the end of a book or play that serves as a comment or a conclusion to what has happened, epilogue can also mean a final or concluding act or event. And I feel like that definition fits what we're going to get into a lot better. With recent information we've gathered about the series, now that we're super close to the premiere, I want to revisit an immensely popular theory that began spreading like wildfire after the announcement of Future. And that's the corrupted Steven theory. That this pinkish purple beast in the opening isn't a gem or an alien, but rather our boy Steven Quartz Universe. And while this was a believable shot in the dark at the time, with a clearer idea of what Future's getting into, I honestly think this theory is stronger than ever, and really is the best bet for this creature's identity. So let us revisit this theory, and with what we have at our disposal, bring to light the impending event that is sure to traumatize viewers everywhere. Of course, spoiler warning, if you do not want to know anything about Steven Universe Future beyond the trailers and images already released, please click off now. With all that said, let's dive in. So to briefly recap the corrupted Steven theory, why people believe this creature is actually Steven, let me quickly recap the original Tumblr post by the user Novantium. Straight to the point, the facial structure of this monster aligns very well with Steven's. The mouth, the nose, the eyes, the horns kind of look like rose thorns. And with all the corrupted gems healed, it'd be kind of awkward to just go, oh hey, we missed one. And as much as I want to see the creator of the diamonds or any sort of other sentient alien race, there are a lot of understandable fears that they won't be able to properly flesh it out, and that we end up in a situation akin to White Diamond. Great for the role as an antagonist, except that role was extremely brief. And for this antagonist to have such a looming presence, being the only animated object in this shot, it's obvious they're of great significance. Thinking otherwise just kind of comes across as denial. Again, largest thing, only thing that's animated. They clearly are drawing attention to it, and it's not just to look cool. And while visual similarities to Steven is not enough to confidently say 100%, yes, this is it, it can't be anything else, we have to realize that every design has a purpose. After all, every show and animation has this little job title called, character designer, meaning someone other than the showrunner/creator is responsible for creating these designs, even if the creator has a final say. So if your job is literally to bring a character to life, this is definitively what they look like, how they're going to appear in model sheets, and how the storyboarders should draw them, then obviously the similarities to Steven is 100% intentional. After all, if so many fans were able to pick up on that at first glance, at a certain point it transcends a coincidence. Especially as we know the corrupted state of gems tend to resemble the original state while still capitalizing on animalistic features. Jasper being a prime example. But the question was always, how would Steven get corrupted? And would it be an actual, genuine corruption, i.e. Steven being infected with said disease? Suggestions have included the diamonds corrupting Steven, which was my initially proposed idea. Maybe Steven would get caught in the crossfire and take a hit, or maybe Steven would simply fuse with an uncorrupted gem, catching the remnants of corruption as a result. However, I would argue whatever is left of corruption is only in those physical features, and that fusing with an uncorrupted gem won't transmit that terror to the mind in any form. They're simply healed, they're good to fuse, they just simply have some battle scars. So when Steven gets quote-unquote corrupted, he's not actually suffering from a terror to the mind induced by white, yellow, and blue. I think this will entirely be mental, and a result of not having a proper grasp of his emotions, and thus, his powers. On that note, it was actually the expanded synopsis of Steven Universe Future's overall story that immediately had me looking at the corrupted Steven and Sleeple theory from an equal level, to corrupted Steven's chances skyrocketing. That synopsis reading, haunted by the past and lost in the present, Steven begins manifesting new, uncontrollable powers that the crystal gems have never seen from him before. What does it all mean? And what does Steven want for his future? Now, having uncontrollable powers is nothing new to Steven Universe, and it's always been a prominent focus. However, it's never really been the main focus. So why would they be now? Now, it's safe to assume these uncontrollable powers take root in the promotional trailer. Steven's body shifting to a pink hue, and once in this altered state, it appears his body is almost on autopilot, as he sinks into a very unusual fit of rage. But where exactly are these powers coming from? After all, he was fine in the movie. Future seems like it'll take place only a few months after. What would shift in that time frame to the point where not only Steven is blossoming these new powers, but he's completely unable to get a grip on them? Well, this is where I make an attempt to blow your mind. Nothing changed between the movie and Future, and these new uncontrollable powers are actually a consequence of Change Your Mind, which is why it appears Pink Steven is resurfacing, taking hold of Steven as some sort of Super Saiyan-esque transformation, or a TKO alter ego. Rebecca Sugar described the James Baxter moment as the ultimate fusion dance of the series. And for all intents and purposes, it was. Two halves emerged together into one singular being. And even though it made clear that Steven is, well, just Steven, that Pink Diamond really is long gone, let me reiterate this right quick, because I still see some comments, and although I understand things are up to interpretation, high-ranking Creativerse Joe Johnston already elaborated this on his Tumblr, but Pink Steven is not Pink Diamond in any way, shape, or form. Yes, the physical forms of Pink Diamond and Rose Quartz are still on the gemstone. Yes, some of Pink Diamond's memories are still in there, but in terms of conscious and personality, Pink Diamond is gone. She's gone, gone, gone. Pink Steven wasn't just saying that symbolically. It wasn't Pink Diamond saying, I'm not Pink Diamond anymore. That was Steven, or a part of Steven saying, the person you're looking for no longer exists. And something we have to keep in mind is that Steven was never separated from his gemstone before this moment, so his subconscious was never in two. When you look at Garnet, she's her own person with her own thoughts, but she is influenced by both Ruby and Sapphire, gems who existed as their own individual person before fusing into an entirely new experience. Since Steven was always Steven, he never existed as two different people, until White Diamond separated his two halves. While Steven always referred to his powers as his gem half throughout the series, he never imagined that his gem half could actually become an entirely different being. But in that moment where Pink Steven formed into his own body, Steven Universe ceased to be a singular person. He was now two different people, one with gem powers and a singular agenda, driving home the point Pink Diamond is gone, and the other being a very compassionate human being who just wanted his relatives to understand where he's coming from, wanting to help them process their grief, but also would cause them to realize the error of their ways. Something that would help Pink Steven's case, but wasn't really his focus. So essentially, when Steven re-emerged with himself, while he won't really realize it until the events of future unfold, he no longer was just Steven, so to speak. Now he was Steven, but also Steven, if this little Stevenception makes sense. The agenda of Pink Steven remains separate from the agenda of Human Steven. Human Steven just wants to help people. But again, Pink Steven wants to remind everyone that his mother never coming back. But since Pink Steven is bound to Organic Steven's body, he's, for the most part, unable to call the shots. But then, we introduce the slew of problems Steven has to face. Jasper, who refuses to accept Steven as her diamond, because in Jasper's mindset, she never stopped serving Pink Diamond. Steven is the bearer of the Pink Diamond gemstone. As Steven said in the beginning of the movie, most of Gemkind now thinks of him as the new Pink Diamond. But of course, Jasper refuses that notion. And although she's not really wrong, I imagine a part of her still believes that Pink Diamond is in there somewhere. Not just her memories, not just her feelings, not just her physical form, but the real deal, the whole diamond. And that's just not true. Pink Pearl. We know that Steven will be on a mission to heal her scar. Although we know in the real world, scars either don't fully heal or they heal with time. You can't heal scars with a third party. So applying that to the rules and world of Steven Universe, Steven will likely be unsuccessful in healing Pink Pearl's face, which means he'll be unsuccessful in erasing the damage his mother caused. But Pink Pearl may want to keep the scar, as it does remind her of Pink Diamond, or she just won't mind having it either way. But to Steven, that's him being unable to solve one of his mother's many mistakes. And again, look at the trailer. Pink Pearl clearly still has a thing for her late diamond. For Bluebird Azorite, they likely miss the way Homeworld used to be. Same deal with the Homeworld Lapis twins. They preferred how things were with Pink Diamond, but that way of living went out the door with Pink. But for all of these things, which side of Steven's going to let them know that? The side who wants to heal and move on, leaving the past behind them? Or the side who we know is prone to aggressively communicating that Pink Diamond is never coming back? That way of life is never coming back. Well, as we see with Jasper, considering Steven's gem half is the one with the powers, i.e. the one to defend himself, that's the side who's going to take control. And that's the side that Steven's unable to get a grip on. How does this feed into the Krypton Steven theory? Well, if Steven's unable to get a grip on his powers, if he's unable to get a grip on his life, on the present and future, unable to put the past behind him, that lack of control on his life is going to stick out and show. As the original series has illustrated time and time again, Steven's mental state is directly linked to his powers. But in the heat of manifesting all of these new powers, there's one power Steven himself never got a grip of: shapeshifting. We all remember Cat Steven, and the second to last time Steven used that form of shapeshifting, aside from making a point in Rock Naruto, was in Too Short to Ride in Season 3, where Steven quickly got freaked out and used water to dispel the cat figure. So I just have a hunch a part of himself is still very afraid of shapeshifting. Sure, he can make himself taller and whatnot, but when it comes to remoting his actual body in significant ways, that's not just briefly stretching his limbs in any form. Steven is scared. So Pink Steven's angry. Pink Steven is the one that wants to make it clear Pink Diamond is gone. While Organic Steven wants to put the past behind us, Pink Steven wants to put the past behind us. Get it? See, one's angrier than the other. Pink Steven is out to make a point. And all of these things combined together is where it gets dangerous. Words have power. That's very clearly one of the more important lessons of Steven Universe. But we only really saw the positive effects of words having power. What about the negative effects? What's a term that one could expect to be thrown at Steven by these resisting gems? What would they view Steven as? Well, Jasper kind of already used it before, but directed at Lapis. A monster. What Steven has done to Homeworld, opposing gems will view as monstrous. Because truth be told, for the gems who did like their status and jobs, Steven kind of ruined their life. But it's not just being told that. Steven would have to believe that, which already speculated he could be responsible for cracking Jasper's gem. Obviously, these uncontrollable powers wouldn't just be introduced if he was immediately going to get a grip on them, or if there wasn't going to be a breaking point. In order for Steven to bounce back and hit his highs, he has to hit a new low. Thus, I don't think he'll actually believe he's monstrous, that what these gems are saying is actually right, until his powers and anger gets the better of him, and he deals some serious damage that not only frightens his opponents, but the crystal gems themselves. That will be his corruption. And again, Pink Steven's out to make a point. So if Steven's down on himself, actually feeling like a monster, having no control of his powers, as again, it's sort of in the hands of a pseudo alter ego, he may be vulnerable to his own mental state thinking, if I'm gonna be called a monster, if I think I am a monster, I might as well look like one. And these negative thoughts, against Steven's own will correlate with his powers. Again, including the one he never really mastered. And thus, whether if it's instantaneously in the moment or slowly over the course of a few episodes, perhaps transforming more and more from Pink Steven to slowly sprouting horns, maybe dark, pinkish, purplish spots, Steven will ultimately become this beast, his own damage to the mind. But what would he do once in this beast form? Well, I already speculated that perhaps Pink Diamond's aura will ultimately fall into the wrong hands, or more so, the wrong motive. If Pink Diamond's aura is the influence and manipulation of emotions in the heart, as I theorize, that this could be what he's doing to Jasper and ultimately White Diamond, explaining her pinkish purplish appearance in the opening, then perhaps the goal of this monstrous dragon corrupted Steven, I do think it's gonna be more so a dragon than like a worm or a snake, then his sights could ultimately be using this aura on anyone who opposes him, anyone that remotely is still latched onto the idea of Pink Diamond, and more or less physically and symbolically force them to move on from Pink Diamond by putting them under his own influence. You miss Pink Diamond? Pinked. You think Pink Diamond's still somewhere in my gemstone? Pinked. No one's off limits, baby. But if that is the case, I do believe there will be one person susceptible to Steven's aura, who can't be influenced or manipulated. Much like how Lapis was able to tank Blue Diamond's aura, stating I felt worse and turned the tides in the battle. Redemption arc or not, I believe the one person who can turn the tides here and ultimately be the catalyst for getting through to Steven is, well, Jasper. Tanking the Pink Diamond aura, being able to truck on right through it, and at least in some capacity, making a big enough difference for the Crystal Gems to also fight through and hopefully get through to Steven. I've already said this before, but I would love if White Diamond's mind powers paved the way to a revisit to the Mindscape, where instead of Steven getting through the Crystal Gems, they will now have to get through to him. I think all of this would just be a great way to close off Steven Universe. Steven himself being the final threat, being the problem he created, not Pink Diamond, but ultimately having this storyline be just kind of a dramatized version of not just puberty and teen angst, but the valuable lesson of the past sticking with you. The past won't go away, you can't put it behind you, but you can't also stop that from letting you explore the future. Bad things happen, and yeah, we can get through them, we can get over them, but that doesn't mean they're going to subside. And I think that's the final piece that Steven needs to learn for himself. Going on all of these missions, meeting all of these gems, trying to help them work through their trauma, while it means a lot, all those lessons will ultimately mean nothing on Steven himself if he can't learn that the past will linger. Everything sticks with you. And if he can learn that, then really, I think it's a lesson that could surpass the idea of Steven learning that not everyone can be redeemed, which is something I know I've been pushing, but in terms of what the viewer can take away, something that the viewers can actually really benefit from, I think ceasing to run away from the past is a great lesson to end the series on, and one that's so true to real life that it really makes sense they would save it for the end, as it's also a lesson that kind of addresses the biggest problem with Steven's ideology. But again, maybe I'm just crazy. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. What do you think? How do you believe the corrupted Steven theory could play out in canon, if at all? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at RoundTableVids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at OstricVox. We're also on Instagram. Special thanks to Art with Coda for creating an awesome thumbnail. For more of his wonderful art, you can find him on Tumblr and Instagram at Art with Coda, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. Help Round Table grow by becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. OstricVox, signing out.
drink it. It takes...
Look at him go, bro. Have you ever seen someone on an iPad this good? Get him, bro! Come on!
Where you at, son?
Are you drooling? Good.
Gotham. Some call it the city of greed and corruption, but I call it home. One night 18 years ago made me who I am today. What happened that night changed everything.
Oh no, Bruce!
Bruce! Oh my God, this baby is so cute. Honey, can we adopt him?
Yeah, why not? Bruce is dead anyway. Look, we have a new son.
The city is sick, filled with thugs and criminals. I have to clean up the street, but as a man I am flesh and blood. I can be destroyed. A bat! Yes, a symbol. As a symbol, I can be indestructible. I can be everlasting. Hey, what was I thinking? I'm not a human, and I'm already indestructible. I guess I'll just stick to using my red undie as my symbol. Where is Harvey Dent?
Ouch. Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy.
Where is Dent?
What is going on here?
Who killed Hawkeye?
Hold on a sec. Before we continue, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. This is the most immersive RPG experience you'll find on a smartphone. With 300,000 reviews, Raid has almost a perfect score on the Play Store. Almost 10 million players worldwide have already downloaded the game in just 6 months. And the best part? It's totally free. Check out the amazing graphics and details on those champions. And in Raid, you have the ability to personally customize and choose the artifacts and design a unique...
Commander, get a hold of yourself. If we keep doing this here any longer, people are going to get hurt. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're exceptionally angry today, pal. Oh, boy. Jarvis, give him a pair of pants. Something like that. Cover him up, quick.
I'm on it, sir.
Uh-oh. Jarvis, what have we done?
I can explain. No, don't go, please. No. How it looks like. We can explain. Please, stop like that. No.
I told you the rumors were true.
We can explain.
Man, I've got to share this on Instagram. Hashtag Spideypool, hashtag bromance, hashtag gay, hashtag caught red-handed.
No.
For millennia, the universe is kept in order.
Me as
Stark, you asked for me?
Peter, you're here.
What's up? Look, kid, since you're no longer going to be an Avenger, I thought I'd make you a parting gift.
Oh, really? That's cool. Can I see?
Of course you can. Let me present to you, ta-da! The new Iron Spider suit. Ice Spider 11 Pro Max.
Whoa! This is awesome! Hey, is it me or this suit feels almost the same as my old one?
You're right, kid. It's exactly the same as the old one. I've only given it a new paint job and arc reactor. Not just one arc reactor, though, but 3.
Oh, cool. What do they do?
Not much, just for show.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mr. Stark, how do I charge this suit? I realize the charging port looks a little different.
Yep. To charge this suit, you'll need to buy 3 different new chargers. And it will only cost you $89.99 each. Pretty cool, right?
Well,
And to activate the suit, you'll need to use our special software, which you'll need to sign up for our monthly subscription to use. That would be $300 a month. You can use this for free for the first month. No worries. So, what do you say, Peter?
Well, I think you should shut up and take my money.
Hey, Tony, you asked for me? Hey, Rudy, I made a new suit for you. Check this out. War Machine Note 10 Plus.
That should do the trick. Thanks, Cap.
No problem, Peter. Glad I could help you with your project. When will this cloning machine of yours be complete?
I'm almost done with it. Just a few more debugging here and there, and I should be able to get this running soon.
All right, I've got to go now. See you, kid.
Bye, Cap. I think this should work. Let's give it a try. Holy smoke! I did it! Why didn't you make me? Huh? In the world? Look, I did it! I made a clone of me and Cap. Greetings. It is my greatest honor to meet you, my creator. Dude, this is unbelievable! What should I call you? Captain Spider-Man? Spidey Rogers? You can call me anything you like, father. Dude, I'm not your father. Well, we're more like bros. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Come on, let's go hang out in the lounge. We have so much to talk about. Friggin' awesome! Ow! What?
Teenager. Huh? Gross. The smell is gonna stay for days.
sounds fun in that. And this is my all-time favorite suit.
Hey, Mr. Stark. What suit is this?
Hey, kid, don't. No.